nitpicking every single thing I do, and I know I want to, help this franchise get even better, help my teammates get even better, be better for my teammates, and I know there's a lot of room for me to continue to improve.
A global platform now that Caitlyn will have coming into the professional ranks, so it's really a great time to be in basketball.
Build, you have to scale, and ultimately expansion had always been on my list. But we didn't want to rush into it because we wanted new owners, like new ownership groups. Anyone who knows sports here knows, like, it's a slog to be a sports.
Remember when you were a kid and couldn't decide between two awesome presidents? That's Caitlyn Clark right now, but the stakes are way higher. The WNBA's offer isn't just a contract, it's a piece of the pie. Yep. We've all faced big decisions, but this one's on another level.
It's like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return. With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season.
It's not just about money, it's about legacy, impact, and the future of women's basketball. Let's talk about what you'd do in Clark's shoes. You know what's crazy? European teams are throwing money at WNBA players like it's raining cash. We're talking serious dough here, not just a few extra bucks. These overseas clubs are waving stacks of cash that make WNBA salaries look like pocket change. Let's break it down. European teams can offer so much because they've got different financial structures. They're often backed by big corporations or even entire countries. Plus, women's basketball is huge over there. Fans pack the arenas, merch flies off the shelves, and TV deals are worth big bucks. But here's the kicker. The WNBA can't even come close to matching these salaries, not even in the same ballpark. We're talking about European teams offering millions.
So Caitlyn's rookie salary is a little over $300,000 for 4 years, and that's all that she's going to make in the WNBA. Now, I feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlyn Clark away from us or $78,000 for this first season. She signed a 4-year, just over $300,000 rookie salaries. Give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big Three. So the money is there, and if these owners are smart with it, I could definitely see more WNBA players going overseas.
Game-changing, life-altering money that could set a player up for life. Take Brianna Stewart, for example. She's been balling out in Europe for years, making way more than her WNBA salary. And Diana Taurasi, she once skipped an entire WNBA season to play in Russia because the money was just too good to pass up. So this isn't just a few players chasing a paycheck. It's become a full-blown exodus. The WNBA's best and brightest are spending half the year overseas, chasing those fat European contracts.
When we look at the numbers, I'll just do like a really quick scenario for you. When we look at the numbers and when we look at what the WNBA has earned over the past years and the entirety of the WNBA, the numbers actually make sense. There has been so much discussion about the discrepancy between the WNBA salary and the NBA salary because, as we all know, NBA players make millions and millions of dollars. Actually not that unfair what the players are paid. Now, that might all change because of this season, but in the past, the only on record revenue that I could find of the WNBA is $60 million.
And can you blame them? When you're talking about the difference between making ends meet and setting yourself up for life, it's hard to say no. The WNBA is worried, and for good reason. They're losing their star power for half the season. Imagine if LeBron or Steph only played half the NBA season because they were off making bank in China. That's basically what's happening in the WNBA.
But those numbers were never confirmed. I cannot find a source that confirms those numbers. The only ones I can is $60 million. Now, there has been rumors, there has been reports, there has been many things that say that the WNBA was projected to make $180 to $200 million in revenue for the 2023. Now, the NBA in 2022 made around $10 billion in revenue. So if you do the math there, that is about 166 times the amount of money that the WNBA makes.
Now, Caitlyn Clark's in the mix, and you won't believe what they're offering her. We're talking about numbers that'll make your head spin. European teams are ready to break the bank for Clark. They see her as the next big thing, a generational talent who could take their team to the next level. These aren't just rumors or whispers. European clubs are putting real offers on the table. We're talking about multi-million-dollar deals, way more than what the WNBA can offer right now. It's the kind of money that could change Clark's life overnight. Hold up though, the WNBA is not about to let their golden goose fly off to Europe without a fight. They're whipping up something that's never been done before in women's basketball. Think beyond just dollar signs. We're talking about a deal that could change the entire landscape of the sport. The WNBA knows they're in a tough spot. Caitlyn Clark isn't just another rookie, she's a potential game changer for the entire league. But how do you compete with those eye-popping European offers? You can't just throw more cash at the problem when you're already outgunned. That's where the WNBA is getting creative. They're not just thinking about next season or even the next 5 years. They're looking at the big picture, the long game. It's not just about keeping Clark on the court. It's about making her a part of the WNBA's future in a way no player has been before. Imagine this, Caitlyn Clark as more than just a star player. Picture her having a say in how the league operates, helping shape its future. That's the kind of power that could make even those million-dollar European contracts look small in comparison. So what's this bombshell deal the WNBA's cooking up? Brace yourself, because this is huge. They're offering Clark an ownership stake in the Indiana Fever. Yeah, you heard that right, part ownership of an entire WNBA franchise. This isn't just unprecedented, it's a total game changer. We're talking about the kind of deal that's usually reserved for veteran athletes at the end of their careers, not rookies just starting out. But Clark isn't just any rookie, and the WNBA knows it. Think about what this could mean for Clark's future. It's not just about the immediate paycheck anymore. Owning part of a WNBA team could set her up for long-term wealth and influence that goes way beyond her playing career. We're talking about the potential for Clark to become one of the first female basketball players to hit billionaire status. And it's not just about Clark. The WNBA is making a statement here. They're saying they're willing to think outside the box to keep their top talent. They're showing they're ready to invest in the future of women's basketball in a big way. While the WNBA is betting big on Clark, there's trouble brewing in the locker room. Imagine busting your butt for years, fighting for better pay, only to watch a rookie get offered part ownership. How do you think that's going over with the league's established stars? Let's talk about the veterans who've been carrying the WNBA on their shoulders for years. Players like Aja Wilson, who've been the face of the league, grinding day in and day out. These women have been fighting tooth and nail for better pay, better conditions, and more respect for the game they love. It hasn't been an easy road. Now here comes Caitlyn Clark fresh out of college, and the WNBA's rolling out the red carpet. An ownership stake? That's unheard of for a rookie. You can bet that's causing some serious drama in the locker room. Imagine being a vet who's put in years of blood, sweat, and tears only to see a newcomer get offered a piece of the pie before even stepping on the court. Aja Wilson didn't hold back when she heard about the deal. She's been vocal about the struggles veterans face, and this feels like a slap in the face to many of them. Wilson and others have been the backbone of the WNBA, fighting for every inch of progress. They've dealt with low salaries, tough playing conditions, and a lack of recognition. And now, it feels like all that hard work is being overlooked. You know what's really getting under their skin? The idea that the league might be valuing marketability over experience and loyalty. These vets have put in the time, built the fan base, and kept the WNBA alive during tough times. Now they're watching a rookie potentially leap over them in terms of influence and financial security. It's not just about jealousy or hurt feelings. There's a real concern about what this means for the future of the league. If rookies start getting ownership stakes, what does that mean for the players who've been holding it down for years? Is the WNBA creating a two-tiered system where some players are more valuable than others? This situation is bringing up some deep-seated issues in the league. The pay gap between top stars and role players is already wide. Now, with this ownership offer to Clark, that gap feels like it's turning into a canyon. Veterans are worried this could create a divide in team dynamics. How do you maintain unity when one player, fresh out of college, potentially has more say in the league's future than players who've been there for a decade? Amidst all this drama, Caitlyn Clark's standing at a crossroads that'll make or break women's basketball. Sure, Europe's waving around life-changing money, but the WNBA's playing 4D chess with an offer that's never been seen before. Think Clark's decision is just about the Benjamins. think again. Let's break down what Clark's facing. On one side, you've got these European teams flashing serious cash. We're talking millions here, folks. The kind of money that could set Clark up for life before she even hits her prime. It's tempting, right? Who wouldn't want that kind of financial security straight out of college? But hold up, because the WNBA is not backing down. They're offering Clark a piece of the pie, an ownership stake in the Indiana Fever. That's huge. It's not just about playing ball anymore. It's about having a say in the future of the league. Imagine being 22 and suddenly having the power to shape women's basketball for years to come. That's what's on the table. Now, you might think Clark's just looking at the numbers, but it's way more complicated than that. This girl's got big dreams, and they're not just about padding her bank account. Clark's talked about wanting to grow the game, to make women's basketball bigger than it's ever been. She said, "I want to help this franchise get even better, help my teammates get even better." That's not just talk, that's a mission statement. But here's where it gets tricky. Clark's also thinking about her life outside of basketball. She's mentioned how the WNBA season cuts into summer, saying, "That's when you golf." It might sound small, but it's a big deal when you're planning your whole life. The European leagues, they play in the winter. That leaves summer wide open for golf, family time, or whatever else Clark wants to do. So what's the real reason Clark might choose Europe over the WNBA? It's not just about the money or the ownership stake, it's about control. In Europe, Clark could potentially have more say over her schedule, more time for her personal life, and still make bank. The WNBA is offering long-term influence, but Europe's offering freedom right now. So here we are, watching Caitlyn Clark make a decision that could change women's basketball forever. It's not just about her career, it's about the future of the entire game. Imagine being in her shoes. Would you take the European cash and run, or bet on yourself in the WNBA? It's not an easy choice. Clark's got the power to reshape how we see women's sports. Whether she stays or goes, her impact's already been huge. She's got fans fired up and people talking about women's basketball like never before. Whatever she decides, one thing's for sure, the game will never be the same. Clark's not just playing basketball anymore. She's playing chess with the future of women's sports.